Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, first and foremost, Happy New Year's
I'm the definition
from
of.
me and Bobby G. Place to be.
Half
Another
man,
edition
half drugs. Ask the club. Pep.
of A Thousand
That's
Jumpers.
what's
What's up,
up.
man?
We ain't go win
I
nowhere.
just want to
That's the hardest
say
video.
I was definitely I was hating on that video when it came out because I really wanted the Chiefs to win. But in hindsight, that was the hardest video Tom Brady's ever a part of,
That's
dog.
the reason why
Him
they
and Gronk
stayed
just look at
though.
each other, just shrugging like, "We back." We ain't
Like imagine that they just
going.
was imagine like dog Gronk is in and out the league. And Gronk like I don't really want to play. And Brady like nah, I think we just win another one. Like okay, cool. And every week they just would say, hey, kick your ass again, and nobody beat them.
If D4 don't go off sides, man, that's really what it was. Like when good teams get a break, you know that's it. Like I never because D4 hops off sides, Brady throws the pick, and Julian Edelman goes to I think Tyrann Matthews getting ready to shake his hand, and then he's like, "Wait, there's a flag," and they're like, "What?" He was off sides, and I'm like, "Now they gonna go and score." That's the game, dog.
That's different between
All
Tom
was sick.
Brady and Kirk Cousins. You remember that Giants game? Kirk threw a pick and they called a penalty, and then he threw a pick to the
And
same
then he
guy.
threw
I
it.
was like,
The same dude, yeah. You give Tom
what is this?
Tom makes a mistake, which in crunch time does not happen often. And then you're gonna let him get a penalty? That's like, yep. I was sick that day because I wanted the Saints to win. The Saints got hold because of that pass interference. So I'm angry about that. I'm like, all right,
Okay,
Chiefs gonna do their
that
thing,
wasn't a pass
and then they
interference.
lose. That wasn't a pass
That was a
interference,
double
bro.
negative, so it canceled itself out.
Bro.
That was a helmet to helmet contact. Interference.
You
so
want to give
much
him 30 yards
bad,
instead of 15?
so much bad happened, and they were like, "Nah, I think we just gonna act like that didn't happen."
And the ref, look, it's not even like it was like in an area of the field where there's no ref. There's a ref right there. Just all you gotta do is just throw the flag in the air.
Ref saw that shit, heard that shit, and was like,
Yeah. Got
"I don't
robbed
know
and
whose
no,
fault that was."
I was hurt. Cause I'm like, both the teams I wanted to win just lost in crazy fashions. Yeah. So speaking of which, it's the NFL
Old ass
playoffs.
niggas.
We got 2 games today. Before we get into the games as we're recording today, let's talk about the games that took place on Saturday. The first game, Ravens and Texans. It was a stalemate in the first half, really defensive game.
Shout out to CJ Stroud.
Lamar leads 2 drives. CJ leads a drive that gets field goal, and then Steven Sims Jr., former he was a Redskin or Commander, however you want to put it, with a punt return. And I was like, "This is Steven Sims." I'm like, "Wait, are Steven Sims?" And then he just uh, goes crazy. I'm like, "Yo, this is
That
wild."
missed
So,
field goal
um,
is arguably what cost them that game.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think because it was during and Lamar and Ravens came out so focused in the second half, they put that 7 up on them.
That was
Like
it. And I
that
think
defense
with the
made a couple
Ravens,
plays.
it reminded me of 2019, where I think what happened in 2019, not even like in terms of play calling, the Ravens were a little rusty, and by the time they got their groove together, it's 14-0. And you like, all right, now we got Lamar has to do things that's not in his character. This one was like, all right, it's 10-10. We're still rusty, and then all I gotta do is score, and it was on after that. And there was a lot of quote unquote pressure on Lamar to win, and a lot of naysayers were ready to really slander Lamar.
Look, back to that game changer,
Have
game
a
manager shit.
choke.
When the game was stuck in the mud, Ravens couldn't do shit. Lamar made spectacular plays and got him in the end zone.
He did,
So he broke the game open.
and that's what he's supposed to do. And no, it was just a great effort. I know a lot of people, aren't the biggest fans, or there's some people who aren't the biggest fans of how Lamar plays quarterback, and we're going to get to that a little later. But to see that win, and hats off to the Texans. They have a lot to build upon going forward.
Facts.
Hell of a season from CJ Stroud.
Great.
Unanimous rookie of the year. I know they don't do unanimous rookie of the years, but he's a unanimous offensive rookie of the year. Salute the D'Amico Ryans, and yeah, they'll be a force in the AFC for years to come. And then in the other, game of the night, Niners at home versus the Packers. It was a 3-point game in terms of the Niners winning, but you watch the game, Packers missed 2 field goals, one got blocked, and then the other one he just missed. And then in the comparison of the Dallas game versus this game, when they get in the red zone, they were scoring field goals or missing them. Against
It's
Dallas, they were
simple as
scoring
this,
touchdowns.
bro. The 49ers plan won again. It is just so that whatever the difference is between whoever they're fielding at quarterback and who you have, the gap isn't so wide that because they have the advantage at every other position, they should be able to win. And luckily they overcame Brock Purdy not being good.
Yeah, because the passes Brock was missing was like, bro, and it wasn't even one of those like Brock is throwing. Like, for example, I think one of the plays of the game when Ayuk caught that ball that was by his feet and caught it for a first down. I'm like, you can just throw it to him. He can maybe get more yards, but for him to make that catch, that was like a 2nd and 8. I'm like, yeah, man, Brock is just, he's out of sync. And, again, when you have Christian McCaffrey as your running back, you have really good weapons on the outside. Even with Debo getting hurt, you have a great team. And I think another thing that people don't realize, and this is important to having linebackers, when Jordan Love was going through pressure against Dallas, he was throwing over the middle of the field. Like Romeo Doubs, all those catches, 4 of those 6 catches last week were over the middle of the field on 3rd down. He tries throwing over the middle of the field today or last night, and they're picks. And then they showed Jordan Love on the outside threw 2 touchdowns. Jordan Love in the middle of the field throws 2 picks. And that's really what it came down to. So,
Jordan
yeah,
Love
I
showed
think
that he's a
that's
good
probably going to be
quarterback.
the Niners' toughest task until the Super Bowl, because I think they smoke whoever they play in the NFC Championship game. That's just me.
The Ravens defense got to look at Purdy and say, we have to be the difference maker, because
100%.
that 49ers defense is way better than that Ravens offense. Getting Mark Andrews back will help.
It's gonna help.
But
I agree.
It's gonna take Lamar Jackson being special to score points on that
to win. No, and even I talked with my big homie Wilson. We talk about it, and he said this, and I agree. There's not 2 teams. There's 2 players who can defeat the Niners defense that isn't on the Niners staff, and that's Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. Those 2 quarterbacks and be like, they're difference makers. They can will the team to win, and you saw Lamar do it on Christmas, and you've seen Mahomes do it.
Problem with the Lions
in the past,
they got the weapons, they got the firepower that they can.
But they know how to play Jared Goff, and that's
bro. They gonna get to him, and he's not gonna look good.
And it's gonna be bad. Like my man, I was like, y'all gonna be mad when Brock Purdy throws 4 touchdowns next week. My man, me back was like, Jared Goff gonna throw 5. I'm like, he gonna throw 5 against the Niners defense? Good luck with that.
The thing is, like that's the thing about Jared Goff, though. I've never looked at him and said that like he's scared of the moment. But I've looked at him before and said, oh, he's overmatched. Like he can't do anything here today.
And that's the difference. He's not scared of the moment, but he just gets overmatched. And if he gets overmatched, he just doesn't win. You saw in the Super Bowl, he was overmatched. That defensive masterclass. Or you look at him and the Rams, overmatched just whenever they were losing the postseason. So I think we had a conversation yesterday. We were talking about Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love, even with the mistakes, has shown like, yo, he's arrived, and he's gonna be someone that people got to deal with for the next 10-15. No, he's beyond that, bro.
He's not.
He's beyond that.
He's special.
We can agree to disagree.
I think he got LaFleur, and LaFleur is
there. LaFleur is fire. I'm not taking nothing away, but Love, bro, Love is good.
Love, I don't think he's top 10. I don't think
he's not great yet. I agree. He's not great yet. He
he
gonna
in
be
that
one of them.
15-20 range.
Mm-mm. Or if you want to say now, that's cool. 2 years max.
You said in 2
I'm
years that
telling
he
you.
gonna be better than he gonna be as good as CJ Stroud.
Yeah, and if I cause hot takes, that's cool. Because I look at the weapons he has at his disposal. I'm assuming, hear me out. I'm assuming Aaron Jones is still going to be there. Aaron Jones, when healthy, is the top 10 running back. Is that fair?
Top 10?
When healthy. In the league? Yes. Aaron Jones is a top 10 running back.
He not even.
He wasn't healthy this year, and it showed. When healthy, he's top 10. This is a dude that led the league in touchdowns like 2 years ago.
Cool. That means he got a lot of opportunities in the red zone.
No,
Jamal Williams
it's
led
not
the
no
league
James
in
Conner
touchdowns last year.
touchdowns. It is not the Jamal Williams. No, I think when healthy, he's top 10 running back.
Saquon.
And I think these young receivers, okay, you can start naming them. That don't mean they're better.
Saquon, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, Joe Mixon,
McCaffrey,
Kamara. That's 6.
That's 6.
ATN 7.
He's not better. ETN's not better than Aaron Jones. He's not. We're not doing that. He's not. I like ETN. That's my man. He's not.
Whoa!
He's not.
This might be crazy. No, I don't understand this man's living.
He's not. I'm not accepting that one.
H ain't better than him.
No, he's no.
They share the ball so much over there.
A-Chain is dope, but no.
Oh, Josh Jacobs.
I'm not putting Gibbs. I'm not putting. Oh, okay, Josh Jacobs, cool. I'm not mad at that.
Austin Eckler.
No. Austin Eckler, you know how I feel about his game, bro. No,
you hate
this youngin is man. He's so overrated, dog. You know how I feel about Austin Eckler. Don't get me on the diatribe.
Oh, Nick Chubb.
It's not where the show's going today.
That's 10 right
for
there.
For sure. Who's the other person? I'm not counting Eckler. I'm not. You know how I feel about him. He's so overrated, bro. He don't run between the tackles. He's soft. His stats are inflated. It's cool. Nick Chubb fire. You know I rock with Nick Chubb. Anyway, I look at they have a good running back. You have good young receivers that are only going to get better. Their defense has to get better. The defense on Green Bay is okay. They can be had. And because you and I both know how Joe Barry, their defensive coordinator, coaches, they can be exposed. He exposed us when he was our DC. So they have stuff to improve on. But I think Green Bay, anyone who listens to this pod or that I know that are Green Bay fans, they can go another 10, 15 years. No, we got another great quarterback on our team. Now, barring injury, they've gone their entire life, knowing we at least got a quarterback. We got to get other things, but under center, we're okay. And that's incredible. You now on the bandwagon yet? That's cool, but nah, they here.
I don't think the Packers are gonna be like head and shoulders over the rest of that division. So
okay, that's cool. So, who do you have winning today? And we could do scores if you want to do that too. So the first game is Lions-Bucks.
27-20. Lions over the Bucks.
Okay.
Actually, probably like 34-20 maybe.
34-20. Ooh,
because the Lions might just crack it up.
I have the Lions 23, Bucks 20. It's gonna be a close game.
Lions really gonna be in the
I think it's gonna be a close game. That's fire, bro. They deserve it. Insane. I'm not mad. Like, that's dope.
I'm gonna start hating soon.
They deserve to have multiple playoff wins.
No, we deserve to have something. The fuck we didn't got in our lifetime. It's been bad for us too. Fuck you.
Nah, the Lions been through poverty, bro.
I mean, they've
They've
been
had
0-16.
2 all-time players whose careers were wasted in real time, bro. That's different.
0-16 is crazy.
I got a top 5 running back ever. Nothing to show for it. 1 playoff win. Calvin Johnson, the top 5 receiving talent ever. Nothing to show for it. That's really bad.
Mm-mm.
And you had a fire quarterback in Matthew Stafford. So, and in the late game, you got Mahomes' first ever playoff road game in Buffalo.
Conventional wisdom says Mahomes pulls this game out somehow. And it's 24-20.
But
they're in Buffalo. I do not believe in this man to be an elite quarterback. He isn't. Y'all keep saying his name before y'all say Lamar, and I will never understand that.
I'm
But
with
if
you.
there's
We can have
ever
this
a time for
conversation.
him to solidify his spot in any of those type of conversations, it's tonight. I think it's like 24-20 Chiefs, bro. I just can't. I don't know what advantages the Bills have over the Chiefs, like distinct advantages. And if everything's a push and you're telling me I've got to pick between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen,
Picking Patrick Mahomes every day of the week.
I don't understand how I can't pick him.
Now you said 34-20 for the Lions Bus game.
Mm-hmm.
I say 30-17 Chiefs over Bills, bro.
You think they just got them niggas' hearts?
Yeah. And the Chiefs secondary is banged up. They got a lot of injuries on the defensive side. So them having a lot of injuries on the defensive side of the football. It's cold weather. Chiefs are used to cold weather. You know, Bills fans, Bills Mafias, rabid bunch. I think Mahomes is gonna rip their hearts out, bro. And I know a lot of people, shout out to the homie Kirkwood, saying this is a great rivalry. This is the new Brady Manning, and I'm like, that's cool. I want to see. Like Allen has to prove to me.
At the half, and I think they're gonna score a couple times, and Mahomes is gonna close the book
because Kyrie tripping.
What do you say?
Nah, he was like he's a Cowboys fan, and he's like, Command is winning the ship, left hand up. I'm not even. He just trolling. It's cool. Kyrie, I see you, bro.
We got the next 2 rings coming.
Hey, we gonna talk about the GM search in a sec, but no, continue.
But yeah, it's like I remember in 2018 when the Celtics hadn't lost in Boston and they had home court advantage and they were playing the Cavs, and the Cavs was injured and the Cavs didn't look like they should really be in the Eastern Conference Finals. Correct. And I just kept saying, you just have to show me you can beat LeBron James 4 times. And no team in the East has showed me that in a decade. So you just got to show it. And then Game 7 happened, and they were up. And then LeBron walked them down. And just like the whole time, I never thought they were going to win the game. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, same.
And it's the same.
And that's what I think. Like, I honestly believe, Allen's talented. I think Allen is top 5, and he might be 5. People think this is hate, and it's not. Allen has led the league in turnovers. Each year he's been a starting quarterback. Like, and no one wants to say it. Allen has to have a perfect game for him to go crazy. And also, here's another thing. I'm looking at just matchups. Gabe Davis, who became a household name in the last Chiefs playoff matchup, isn't playing. Diggs is going to get strapped by Snead, in my opinion. So you need Shakir, Hardy, or another, or their tight ends, Kincaid or Knox, to have the game, like multiple touchdown scoring. I just don't see that.
You know what the crazy thing about it is?
Cool. What's that?
like certain, like we talk what Cam say, game changers and game managers and whatnot. And conventional wisdom, like you said, would say, Josh Allen, you got to play a perfect game to win this game. To me, Josh Allen got to be the best Josh Allen ever, and that don't mean he throw no picks.
Ever.
That means every opportunity that he sees them and think they got, he throw that motherfucker. And they might pick that shit off, but he needs to go and hit Stephon Diggs on a route that you go, what the fuck? Like, no,
Bro, stop.
Josh Allen got to run over 2 linebackers. Like,
and that's cool.
Josh Allen got to get
But
CTE
we've
tonight.
seen we've seen even last year when everyone was like, yo, the Bills, you know, they at home, Cincinnati ain't experienced this. And I'm like, Joe's gonna go through there and rip their hearts out. It relatively wasn't a close game at all. That's what's about to happen again.
Because,
and I got homies as
and
Bills
that's the
fans.
thing.
Salute.
When you facing someone who just has supreme confidence in themselves, you've got to play. You've got to show them, like, okay, every player, every team in the league has a healthy fear of Josh Allen. Similar to, like, with Mahomes, it's like, you understand he probably the best thrower of football you ever gonna play. So if he just on, you don't know what the fuck you're gonna do that night. And you just hope you can score. That's it. Lamar Jackson, in the sense, like, you got a plan, and then shit gonna hit the fan, and hopefully you can tackle him. Because if you can't, you scared. Josh Allen's one of them niggas that's like, yo, bro, you gonna be looking at him, and you gonna be as confused as his offensive coordinator is. But you gonna look at the score, and he gonna have 21 points. You're gonna be like, I don't understand how you keep doing this to my defense. Like, this don't make sense.
But in one instance, he can do that, and then in another instance, he'll fumble or throw a pick, and you be like,
oh yeah,
where was you throwing? Like, just an example. And again, people say nitpicky. They play the Dolphins, right? In week 17, they should have destroyed them. You he threw a gift to Eli Apple in a way in which it's like he wasn't even looking that way. And it's like, here you go. It's like, yo, are you point shaving, bro? Like, or last year in the postseason, you over here down to Skylar Thompson, bro, in a playoff game at home. Like, what?
That's the thing.
That don't even make any sense.
You saw it with the Jets game when Aaron Rodgers got injured. You could tell he was on a certain mindset.
All right.
No, he had the war paint on, and he just like, this is how I'm playing tonight. And when it really wasn't that type of game, he was like, I'm gonna make it that type of game. So here's some interceptions. You're like, you don't have to do this. Like,
it's like we can win. Just
Mike White ass, and then he was just like, no, we gotta make this a competition. And then Mike White lucked up or whatever. Well, no, it wasn't even Zach Wilson. Lucked up.
Yeah,
it was like.
So that's really what it comes down to. But we got some takes. I'll say this: if Josh Allen wins, I think in a perfect world for Josh Allen, he has to win out, and then we can have a conversation of where he ranks as QB. I don't see it happening, but we can revisit it in a week.
If he wins out, they're going to say he's the second best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, they would. I don't see it, but we'll have that discussion if it comes up. Mahomes wins, so then it's Mahomes and Lamar. Well, what you and I have been praying for since 2019, them in the AFC Championship. This is what we wanted. Hey, I told you off air, I'll tell you on air. Mahomes wins the next 2 games or 3 games. He the 5th greatest quarterback.
And I was thinking about the trade.
A realistic chance of being a GOAT,
Andy Reid
before 30.
Like, he was. Look, we know Andy Reid. We remember him from the Eagles. We remember that team he was fielding every year, right?
Correct.
And the reason why that at a certain point in time, after Brady had beat Mahomes, we didn't think that Mahomes had a logical. Well, I didn't think Mahomes had a logical pathway to being the GOAT, because we were all under the impression of, like, this is Andy Reid. He had the same team for 8 years. No one knew that the road for Patrick Mahomes would get any tougher. We thought he would have Tyreek Hill for like the next 5-6 years.
Yeah, next 5-6 years. Yeah.
He got another third receiver, young receiver that's coming up or something, like the Rasheed Rice dude. Like, imagine he was their third receiver instead of like their lead receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so we just thought that team would be stacked. So like, yeah, maybe he wins 3 or 4 Super Bowls, but he's so stacked that we just go. Tom Brady still got 7, so we not really gonna like yet. But then he lost Tyreek Hill. We saw like the whole time they were like, the Chiefs ain't it. And then he won the Super Bowl, and it was like
he won the Super Bowl with Juju as his number 1 receiver.
Like, if he wins the Super Bowl this year, he's the best quarterback in his era.
And it's not even a debate. And I told you that Mahomes, because realistically, I don't see another player winning 7 or 8 Super Bowls. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So if Mahomes wants to be the GOAT, before getting close to that number, he has to do one or two things. He has to either go 20-0 in the season or 3-peat.
That's true.
Bro, he do either or, and he balls out in all Super Bowls.
Part of Brady's like greatness is that like when you think of every other great quarterback in his time period, you think Peyton Manning, you think Ben Roethlisberger, you think Phillip Rivers, you think of Drew Brees, you think of whomever, right? You can remember Tom Brady beating them. You're like, yo, he's beating these players when it mattered the most at every stage, and like he dominated his era. For Mahomes to win the Super Bowl, he would have to smack up Josh Allen once again, and then he'd have to beat the hottest, most talented quarterback we've arguably ever seen in Lamar Jackson,
and another 2-time MVP, because Lamar is going to get that MVP.
Like
we just don't know if it's going to be unanimous or not.
He sets the door on everything. Like, look, Joe Burrow really looked nice. He beat Joe Burrow.
I think Joe's the 3rd best quarterback in the league. I think it's Mahomes, Lamar, and
Jalen Hurts and this Eagles looked like they were a perfect team.
Yeah.
He beat them in the Super Bowl. Josh Allen, they've been trying to say he that nigga forever. And he keep beating him. Lamar Jackson literally looked like the best player in the league right now. And if he beats them, he beat that defense.
And that's another thing. Now, if Lamar goes and wins a ring, not only is Lamar Hall of Fame first ballot, you got two MVPs in a ring, he on the GOAT trajectory too. And quiet as kept, Steve Young told us publicly, like, hey, he still got a chance to be the best. And the thing is, like, Brady's crowned him, or he has given him the stamp. And officially, I would say if Mahomes is Brady, then Lamar is officially Peyton. Like, that's the new rival. Forget Burrow, forget Allen, it's Lamar.
It's the same way I talk about NBA greats all the time. It's like, yo, everybody has that calling card to your level of GOAT. Like, your claim to, like, Peyton Manning's calling card was like, statistically, there ain't a quarterback better than him. Like, he was that dude for so long. Like, he was throwing for 4,000 yards consistently when niggas was happy for throwing for 3,500. Like, oh my God, I'm having a career year. He's like 4,000 again. You're like, what? Like,
nah, the best person who had a job was either Peyton's backup or Peyton's OC. Peyton did all the work. The OC didn't do anything for 10 years, bro, and was getting checks.
I always say this, like, yo, one of the most, like,
Jim Sorgi, bro, was chilling, dog.
I respect black man, and I want to give all love to people, but truth be told, one of the most overrated coaches is Tony Dungy. Like, for years that defense wasn't great, and that was supposed to be his calling card. He got it right like one time when they got to the Super Bowl.
And that's honestly, it's because of the postseason. Because that regular season, they was like the worst rushing defense ever. Didn't freaking Fred Taylor and Maurice Jones-Drew ran for 300 yards on them in a game? Like, youngers don't want to go there, bro. I remember
Like,
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
all I'm gonna say is like, look, I respect them, but if we being honest, Peyton Manning saved that man's career every year. If he ever said he wanted an offensive coach or something, they would have got him the fuck out of here.
So I just look at it like that, bro. Like,
but no,
I want
Lamar
Lamar
literally
to be
has
great
the chance to be the best in his era.
for
And
sure. He
his
still has a
reason and
chance.
his pathway to being the GOAT is because he got that rushing shit. Like, he probably never gonna have the Tom Brady or like Patrick Mahomes passing numbers. Like, no matter how great
I
of a
agree.
passer he becomes, like, dog, Mahomes gonna throw for 4,000 yards in his sleep, bro. Like, he throwing 30 touchdowns. You know, that's just shit he be doing, bro. But them 800, 1,000-yard rushing seasons, and if he
Like
starts
Lamar could be
stacking
the first
chips,
quarterback with like 30,000 passing yards and 10,000 rushing yards. You know how like absurd that is, bro? Like
dog, he get
that's
100. If he
crazy,
get
bro.
10,000 rushing yards and 100 rushing touchdowns, how he not the GOAT? Like, let me see what he got right now.
And
It ain't nowhere near
he
that.
got
It
over
better not be.
5,500 rushing yards.
Nah, you
He has
lying.
like 30 touchdowns. That's the thing they're talking about with Josh Allen. Like Josh Allen is about to
Josh
catch
Allen
Cam Newton
tied
for most rushing
Josh
touchdowns.
Allen tied O.J. Simpson. They ain't want to keep saying
For
O.J.
rushing
Simpson's name
touchdowns?
during the broadcast, but for like the most rushing touchdowns in the Bills season.
That's big.
Let me see.
Like Josh Allen's probably gonna
Lamar
catch
got
Cam Newton's
52,
touchdown record.
58 yards and 29 touchdowns. Just saying, man, he
Because
don't
like
really need 100 rushing
Hurts
touchdowns. Give
and
me like
Jalen,
70.
I mean Hurts and Josh are going to get more touchdowns. He's not going to get the touchdowns. He'll get the yards.
Yeah, he killing Hurts
It's
on
crazy, bro.
yards, but yeah, Hurts got 41 rushing touchdowns. They touch push this bitch ass.
Look at
Fuck.
Josh Allen. Go look at Josh. No, look at Josh Allen touchdowns. Josh got like 3,000
Yeah,
rushing yards,
no.
but he got like a crazy
Yeah,
number of
he has
touchdowns.
36, 11 rushing yards, but he got 53 rushing touchdowns.
That's what I'm
That bitch be
saying.
running them
Like,
motherfuckers in. I respect it.
but the way
But like,
Lamar runs,
yeah,
like
he's clearly the best runner.
Josh
Like,
and
out of
Jalen
everybody.
run.
He
Yeah,
gonna
like
crack 10
Lamar's run.
grand.
The fact that the fact that he did the high school step back in a playoff game, like, did you see? He just whoop, walk, fall, like.
No, he's like, bro.
Because
Like I
again, and
said,
Dan Orlovsky said it. The way Lamar plays, people don't want it. Like, okay, when black quarterbacks started winning Super Bowls, you know, the Doug Williams, Mahomes, Russell Wilson, they're black, but they won in a way where it was still palatable to mainstream audiences. As fire as Vic was, as fire as Steve McNair was, as fire as Randall Cunningham was, or as fire as Cam Newton was, they didn't win. So it's still like you could be great, but you didn't win. Lamar wins, bro.
like I said, it's no different
It's
than
a
like in the NBA
completely different conversation.
where like the Heat was embracing shooting threes and like the Spurs was embracing shooting threes, but no one like, but they still had like certain old school fundamentals in that game where people were like, no, this is how they're winning games. It wasn't until the
Growing
Warriors
up, a
started
jump shooting
winning.
team can't win a Super Bowl. I
Yeah,
mean, a championship.
it wasn't until literally the Warriors won. They were like, oh, okay, that looked cool. Then they won another one. And like by the third championship, you're like, yeah, that style of play can win it like consistently. Like there's nothing you can say now. And like, yeah, Lamar almost like I'm not saying it like as far as like heart wise, but Lamar Jackson like a James Harden. Like he's such a central like super like he is their offense. And truthfully, that style has not led to Super Bowl. Russell Wilson won. but that was not him carrying them to Super Bowl.
The closest comparison to anyone with a style that's won a ring would be Steve Young. But when Steve Young won it, he wasn't out here wilding like 87 Steve Young. He was a lot more mature in the pocket. But he is the only player who had a similar style that
But
won a ring.
he also had the goat.
I mean, he also had
He
Jerry
also
Rice.
had
Like
some.
I'm
He also had some stack that they wouldn't like.
no,
Again, what
he the team was fully loaded.
he was
All right,
amazing.
we
Steve
on the
Young,
same page there.
Steve Young. I always got respect for Steve Young. He was an amazing guy to take over after Joe Montana and win enough. Like he amazing guy.
Win 2
But
MVPs.
but
Yeah.
he but Steve Young on his worst team wasn't on an offense as shitty as the Panthers in
I mean,
2015. Like
nah, or hit those Bucks teams he was on before. No, if we're talking Niners teams, you're right. When he
okay,
was
that's
on
what I
the
mean.
Bucks,
Yeah, like
that's
on
where
when he was
Steve.
winning shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
When he was
mean.
winning, no, okay,
That's
we're
what I'm
there.
saying. Yeah, no, them Bucks team was ass cheeking. Like what the fuck?
Steve out here
I'm glad
running
he
for his life
survived.
just to win games,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm glad he survived. I'm just saying, like Cam Newton went 15-1, and we looked at there was no Greg Olsen, my nigga. So he was good. He was nice, but there was no other
Greg is
anything
GOAT.
else that scared you at all on that team. We were like, this team is ass. Like it wasn't like he had a. It wasn't like he was running behind the Cowboys line either. Like
And
if
that's the
they
thing.
just
Like
ran for 2 million yards because that line was amazing, it'd be different.
Lamar won Lamar won a unanimous MVP with Willie Snead, Marquise Brown,
Bro,
Seth Roberts were their receivers
somebody said
outside of
Michael
Mark
Vick walked
Andrews
so Lamar could
and
run.
Mark Ingram.
No, RG3 walked so Lamar could run. If you remember, we remember 2012. If you were a real Washington fan, we were all saying our line is shit. Alfred Morris is an average back at best. Aldrick
At
Robinson
best.
ass. Pierre Garcon nice. That's probably our only real great weapon. Like in 2012.
Santana was
Like
older.
Santana was bruh. He was OG status by then. Him having like 8 touchdowns that year was like what the fuck?
He had a touchdown every 5 catches, bro. You know how
Bro,
fire that
that's what I'm
is?
saying. He was not playing every down, bro. This was in 2005. Like, dog. That's what I'm saying. Like RG3 was our offense that year. He was the reason Alfred Morris got 1,500 yards or whatever, you know. Like he was the reason why
He was the
it's like,
second
yo,
leading
you
rusher
think
in
of Marquise
2012.
Brown? He's just a better version of Aldrick Robertson. Like when we would look at him, we'd be like, yo, that nigga really open down the middle. Like he's not a great route runner. He just be open because he's fast. Like, bro, Lamar on his first MVP season.
36 touchdowns.
He
Led the
was
league in passing touchdowns. And ran for it. That like, come on, bro.
he was everything. That's why I said, oh boy, with Justin Fields.
I'm not a fan
what
of
you
Greg
want.
Roman,
He
bro.
got the MVP with him. You know why? That was a real simple system that played to the strengths of him as like look, Lamar Greer is a player. So you need someone who's gonna, let him do other shit. Obviously, so you see it now, right? Fields gotta just show us if he can do that and win 12 games. Then you can talk about getting a new coordinator. But you're gonna fucking around win that division if Greg Roman that coordinator in Chicago. Just saying.
We gonna see, man. So let's talk coaching search. Rob, let me not speak for you. Who I want, we got a new GM. Shout out to Adam Peters. Thank you for coming from San Fran. We appreciate you. I'm not a fan of Jim Harbaugh. I do not want Jim Harbaugh. He's looking like he's gonna be a Charger. Raheem Morris is cool with me. I'll take Slovik from the Texans. They're OC. He can come here.
I would love that. Because that's my offense. That's the offense I run a Madden for the last 15 years of my life.
So we can get Slovik from the Texans.
Shanahan, Bill Walsh, everything tree. Like that's
I'm cool with McDonald, the defensive coordinator from the Ravens. If we want to go there, I think Ben Johnson from the Lions is cool.
We need
Those are who
somebody
I
in
want.
that Shanahan tree for our offense. I don't. If he ain't our head coach, he better be our offensive coordinator. I'm not. I don't need no bullshit.
I saw someone today that was like, we get Mike McDonald, the Ravens DC. And I was like, okay, as our head coach. Chip Kelly as our OC. I was like, no. In what world?
The
Like,
problem,
and
no,
then
you
they're
know
like
what the problem with Chip
Jaden
Kelly
Daniels as our
is?
QB.
Like, yo, if he
Hell
humble,
no. No. No.
if
No.
Chip Kelly is
Rob,
humble,
no. No. We
because
we
let's not
we've
act
been
like we
down
weren't
this
all.
road.
Let's not all act like we wasn't scared of that Eagles team when he first came
We
there.
were the first victims to it. I remember.
It was because
Cool.
he was arrogant and thought he was bigger than the NFL. That he was on some Dan Tony shit. Like, I think I'm smarter than everybody else, and I'm gonna show you that it don't matter
Yeah,
who I got. This is just gonna work at any time. And it never, like, he didn't. So I'm just saying.
thank you for giving us Deshaun, though. I appreciate that. He
Well,
really blew up the
for sure.
Eagles because it's like I could win with my system. Gave us Deshaun, traded LaShawn
Thank
to
God, because I
Philly,
was tired of
traded
the
Jeremy
double cut from
Macklin.
LaShawn. Oh my God, he was
I
killing
was
that
like,
dude.
he's really destroying the Eagles. My man. I appreciate you, dog.
Nah, he was elite. Chip Kelly really top 5 coach in our division ever.
I'm cool with that.
It's like Joe Gibbs.
Went through
Chip
1
Kelly.
year turmoil. Oh, Deshaun, he gang bang. We don't need him here. Oh, you don't. Thank you, bro. Like,
What's up? Say was we did not win a lot of games with Deshaun Jackson. We just kept beating the Eagles.
yeah, because Kirk Cousins would consistently overthrow the
Yo, and
fastest
fuck you,
receiver in
Jay
the
Gruden.
league.
You a bitch. NFL coach search. You know who ain't searching for you? Nobody. You bitch. You fat bitch.
The one thing I hate about DC media, we let a coach who only won one division title, never won a playoff game, never won a conference championship, never won a
I'm
Super
cool
Bowl,
when
to
Mike
call it.
Shanahan
Wait,
was
wait, wait. Hold on,
having.
Rob. Hold on, Rob. Rob.
Get your shit
He
off.
calls in on weekly DC sports shows. Now, if Joe Gibbs were to ever do that, can't be mad. Joe Gibbs did a lot for this area. You won us not one, not two, 3 Super Bowls with 3 different QBs. You can say whatever you want about my team. Jay Gruden. What credentials does he have to talk about my team when you didn't do nothing with the team?
I'm
Hell
okay
nah,
if
bro.
fucking Mike Shanahan was the call-in. Mike Shanahan is arguably the godfather of everything that we're seeing in the NFL right now.
That's going on today.
Like,
correct.
And obviously he's under, the ultimate tree, but dog, his iteration of that, his concept, is what's leading the league. What we look like with that team, everybody talk about that coaching staff. We look like with RG3 and had that guidance. If it wasn't for literally just them button heads and them having like just that personal discrepancy or whatever,
if it wasn't for Haloti Nada, everything changes, bro.
Yeah.
As someone who witnessed it, and I was there. If it wasn't for Haloti Nada,
yeah,
bro,
look, I think
we a different group of fans.
I think if we look back honestly, even as like RG3 stands almost, we understand that there's fault in both sides. I think
100%,
RG3 overreacted 100%. To a horrific injury that he had. And I mean, it's logical to overreact especially when you've already torn your ACL before. So he was like, hey, I'm not doing this. Instead of literally talking to one of the greatest offensive minds of all time, who could easily build a system to help to, mitigate a lot of other shit. So I think both of them dug in the sand. Doug was like, fuck it. Nah, we here. And that's what it turned into. But Jay Gruden, no, I saw that team and thought ineptitude. Like, I didn't think nothing about that personal shit. He got Kirk Cousins when he wanted him. He looked decent when Sean McVay was a coordinator.
And nothing to show for it, bro.
Like, that team is like, I look at that team and just think underachievement.
That 2016 team, bro, to have Garcon, Deshaun, young Jamison Crowder, who was open the entire year, Jordan Reed, who was a top 3 tight end at the time, like,
wasn't getting concussed.
Man, yeah, that's gonna make me mad.
When I looked at Shanahan and RG3, that was a combo that was electric. That personal shit and just arrogant got in the way.
Yeah, ego. And then also Dan Snyder too. If we
Well,
look at that
obviously,
as
because
well.
he's just unhealthy because you're empowering your player over your coach. Then you're like, he's just meddling and then not meddling. He puts his hands and shit and then go, I mean, I don't know what's going on. Like, he was just
Yeah,
bad.
that's facts.
But when I look at Jay Gruden, I just think of that period and I think of underachievement. We had too much talent on that offense to perform the way we were performing week in and week out. It was just ridiculous. Like, no. So shut up.
Also, I just want to say, Rob, we talked about it earlier. Starting to do the FanDuel thing.
Now you're
I really
chilling
think
parlay
other
from
players in this
franchise.
parlay is going to score touchdowns today, and I really feel
Why
like
did you
Odell
think
not scoring cost me
Odell
300.
was going to score?
I wanted to just spice it up. Odell, that's my man, bro. I watched the
Stop
interview with
spicing
Marlon
it up. You're
Humphrey. I
supposed
was
to
like,
do this to win, not have fun.
I see.
No one told you that,
I
though.
watched the interview, and I was like, nah, I believe in my bro, man. That's my
Now, you know
man.
what that reminds me of? When we was in the group meet and the nigga said, man, Jerry Judy and Steve Smith had the beef, and somebody was like, yo, Judy better go off, and my dumb ass put him as my flex receiver that week. The nigga had like 2 points. Fuck you, bitch.
But see, it's worked for me. When I watch interviews of players, like I was like, man, I'm not drafting Saquon. I watched his pivot episode. I was like, you know what? I believe in him. I'm gonna draft him. Win a championship. That's what happened. I was like, I literally was like, I'm not drafting him. Oh, he gonna go crazy. You know what? I'm a believe. Yeah. Cause yeah, Kittle scored, McCaffrey scored, Lamar scored. It's cool. It's cool, man. So the parlay, I just gotta be careful, bro. I'm gonna hit it one day. One day, I'm gonna go crazy. Um, but yeah, let's do NBA takes. I mean, I really don't have none. We could talk about Anthony Edwards if you
Your
want, but you
team
said you had the best
ass.
card to take.
Your team
I knew
ass.
that. Okay.
Ass. Sorry.
I see the Lakers are interested in
35
Spencer
games?
Dinwiddie. How does that make you feel?
35 games?
We never finalized that bet, and I'm grateful.
Just saying, I told you so. Ass.
Yeah, we're trash.
Exactly
Yep.
out here cooking for y'all, though.
Yeah, I know. He's raising his trade value. That's cool. We're gonna need that in the offseason.
Yeah, because y'all make good trades.
Now we got the second best odds to get the number one pick. I have no idea who that's gonna be, but
In the
I'm
worst
just saying,
draft.
us losing to the Spurs helped us.
Like, bro.
What, since 2014? Is that what you want to say? Since Anthony Bennett's draft? Is that where you going? That might be the worst draft in recent
No,
memory.
it was only because Anthony Bennett won. People think that's a sour draft. Victor Oladipo, with barring injuries, was great. If Nerlens Noel had better management, he'd had a better career. Like,
I agree.
ain't Embiid in that draft?
I think, yeah.
Or was he 2013? Because I think him and Wiggins in the same draft.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway. But yeah, you didn't answer the question. Spencer Dinwiddie to the Lakers.
I'm not answering
seeing
that
on the
question,
timeline.
Mike Tomlin, nigga. Fuck that.
So
You're trash, bro.
I don't know what to say.
Spencer Dinwiddie ass. Ben ass.
Okay.
We need to make a trade. 2, 3 trades.
Is there anyone you want? That's realistic. I've been seeing Zach LaVine, but I don't think that's like real.
Me. DeJounte Murray would be good. If we don't give him Austin Reeves. You a dick eater. Shut up. I hate niggas like you. Like you said, Alex Caruso would be a good pickup for us. But he's not gonna get us a championship. But we gotta get somebody, bro. It's disgusting out here. We having a pretty healthy season from AD and LeBron, and we not killing the game. We not the bitch ass Warriors. Yeah, get Steph Curry meat out your mouth.
Yo, did you see? They was like, Anthony Davis doubtful with an Achilles injury or whatever, and he was out there at the Packers Niner game throwing the football.
Fuck me,
I was like, hey.
You will really get an Achilles injury. I'm not playing with you. I think a season.
I generally do not condone that.
We already ain't top 8. So fuck out of here, nigga. You ain't above a tackle. Piece of shit. Actually, I'm not even mad at AD. Really, AD's played as great as I wanted him to play this year. He's a defensive player of the year candidate. Like if we just won more games,
Yeah, his stock would be higher for sure.
he would really be in that defensive player of the year candidate. So like
now before you give this scorching hot take, you were one of the first people I knew repping Anthony Edwards. So I'm giving you your credit. See, Robbie, like, I'm giving your credit publicly.
he really
I'm
don't,
giving you your
guys.
credit.
He really just be tweeting about
It's
shit
not
that I
true.
literally told him and we had conversations about. And I don't ever see CC Bobby George for 13. He just be talking about like this is a free idea he came up with. It's disgusting, guys. Whatever.
It's not
He
true.
gonna act like that don't
Anyway,
happen.
it's happened like twice.
What? Twice? See, and it's like what they say, rule of 3 is at least 6. Like,
It's not 6 times, bro.
It hurts.
I give you your
hurts
credit
in
a
my
lot.
heart.
I give you your credit a lot.
But I've been told y'all niggas Anthony Edwards was the future of the league, but now y'all gonna try to tell me about a nigga I've been told you about. I told you about Jokic 4 years before he was MVP. Telling niggas I was playing with the Nuggets and shit in 2K because he was fire and Jamal Murray one of the best like guards.
Nah, you was on the Jamal. You was on the Jamal Murray.
And obviously we both were
and I was on the Michael Porter Jr.
and shit. Like we both saw him early.
I was on that wave.
Saw him a little bit earlier than me, maybe like a week or two, but we all saw him, and we're all like, Brandon Ingram ain't the next KD. He the next KD. Like that's what we were saying. Back shit, but
with Anthony Edwards.
Dog, Anthony Edwards been telling y'all niggas, bro.
How
soon he was the best in the draft?
You think he's the best? He has a chance to be the best American-born player in like 2 years to me.
Yeah, he just got to win some games in the playoffs.
Do you think he's better than Book already? I want to wait at least till he's postseason.
I think he's better than Devin Booker.
I think he's one good postseason.
I think Devin Booker to me has won postseason games when that team has been stacked around him. I've never once seen Devin Booker drag a subpar roster and lead that team. So he was not the leader.
Timberwolves are subpar though.
I'm saying
he's not.
He was never the leader of that team. He didn't lead them. Chris Paul clearly led them to the finals.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Success that he's had. Now he got Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal.
Where do you think the
Karl-Anthony Towns is a habitual loser? Gobert looked lost on the court how many times with an elite wing player like Donovan Mitchell?
You know how I feel about Gobert, but yeah, I'm with you on Karl-Anthony Towns.
The Timberwolves ain't won shit.
But yeah,
Timberwolves ain't won shit that mattered in the last 20 years. You know, last time they got to the Western Finals was in 2004. So in 20 years, they literally ain't won shit since. Like, ain't won any shit that mattered. Anthony Edwards got them niggas looking.
Is that their last postseason victory? Like series victory? I don't know if they won after 04.
I think so. Yeah, I think it is.
Do you think they win a series this year?
Yeah, because they got Anthony Edwards. I think they lost to the Grizzlies because they was in the same class as the Grizzlies, and they
I think the Grizzlies have more experience.
They just happen to outlast them in that sense. Like like you said, the variance is too high. So sometimes you have bad games, and it's like, yo, you only got 7 opportunities total, to get 4 wins.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think they get to the second round at least this year, and if he gets to the conference finals next year or so, he's the best player, American-born player for sure. I mean.
Nah, I rock with his game.
You already argued with the best 2 guards.
I love like just his mentality. I like his personality. No, he's been arrogant. He's a real star in the making.
But he's been arrogant. But in my opinion, he's just been self-aware. He has improved on his game every year. He's got a tighter handle.
And for all the stupid weenies out here saying you can't be a great offensive and defensive player, look at his game. He's an elite defender.
Hey, who's ever said that?
No,
Michael
we're not
Jordan
doing
was
that.
elite, both ends.
No, people are
Bron was
saying,
elite
"Yo,
of both
if
ends.
you score so much, you don't have the energy to play good defense." And I'm like, "What are we talking
Well,
about?"
yeah, if you're
Like,
not in one of the best players in the league conversations, Paul George was literally strapping niggas up, giving niggas 25.
yeah, but people don't give Paul George the respect he deserves either.
Kawhi
So
Leonard.
there's that.
No, I'm
Rob,
just saying, y'all. I'm just saying, anybody who said that, y'all are stupid. Y'all not talking about elite players. You fans of niggas who we might talk about, and he in my top 5 favorite, but he wasn't elite. Like, just let we gonna talk about it. But Anthony Edwards has just proven me right every step of the way. Told y'all he was that nigga. He's gotten better, and he's arguably the best two guard in the league right now.
I know you're not big on Adidas shoes, but what do you think of his shoe?
I don't know what his shoes look like.
Really? Okay.
Why would I know what his shoes look like? I don't buy
Because you're a fan of
basketball shoes.
shoes.
Most of them niggas' shoes don't look good with an outfit.
No, he has
I
a
don't hoop
good looking
pretty.
shoe. He has a good looking shoe.
If it look like
I
the
think.
days.
Yeah.
Wait, do? I think I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I know. I seen those. They. I mean, again, they look like the Kanye's. So what the fuck? Like they hired, I
I
guess.
rock with.
They
I
look like
rock with
Adidas
it.
version of phone posits.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Shout out to Penny
So,
Hardaway. So, yeah. So you can go with your take that you said might ruin our friendship, and
might ruin our friendship. Why would it ruin our friendship? What do you think about Vince Carter as a player?
he's a great player.
Do
He's
you
one of
think
the
he's an
best players.
underachiever?
Um, underachiever of like not maximizing his talent.
What does underachiever mean? Now you don't know what underachiever
I
means. If I asked you was Kobe
okay.
Bryant an underachiever, you'd be a
No, Kobe Bryant wasn't underachieved. He overachieved.
no. I didn't say Kobe Bryant. I said Kwame Brown.
Oh.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
he played
If I
12 years
asked
in the
you,
league, right? Is that let me stop. Hey,
if I
I'm
asked
joking. It
you,
was a joke. It was a
I'm saying, look, it was Smush Parker underachiever. Well, he might not have been good at all anyway.
I don't know. What was his ceiling?
Yo,
He didn't
he our
achieve.
man's PG County legend. Michael Beasley underachiever.
Yeah, he's underachiever.
So you know what that means then. So is Vince Carter underachiever?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Thank you.
not by much, but yeah, I guess.
Not by much. He now this is the words going to trigger you.
Yes.
But do you think Vince Carter was lazy?
No. No, I don't think that.
You know why I
I
say
don't
he
think he
is?
was lazy. I've heard those takes, and I don't believe he was lazy.
You know why I say he is?
To play that long, you can't be lazy. Like in general.
You know why I say he is? What I mean by that. Vince Carter was a great player when he could roll out the bed and be a great player. The moment that shit didn't come easy for him, he was cool being a 15 game player. He didn't fight the transition. Every year his points decreased. And then, yeah, sure. He definitely suited up and got more professional with his work ethic and shit. So it allowed him to play more seasons when he was like a 10-point scorer a game or something like that. But I'd say look at his contemporaries, right? Look at Tracy McGrady. He don't got no great playoff success. But you never thought he was an achiever. We saw T-Mac in Orlando. That team wasn't great.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
By the time he got to Houston, he had a few better squads. He was already fighting injuries. And you saw year after year, this man play 55 games, rehab hard as shit, play 55, 60 games the next year. By the time he got to Houston, that was Will that kept him as an all-star for the next 3 years or so.
I have a Vince take, and I don't know how it's going to come off.
Okay.
I was speaking to one of my guys, and Again, he was half man, half amazing, Vince Sanity. But the thing is, like, people act like Vince never, all Vince could do was dunk. And if you watch the game of basketball, especially Vince had everything. He had a mid range, he could
No,
shoot threes. He was a
you know what
3-level
Vince kind of
scorer.
remind me of? Vince kind of
Who's
remind me
that?
of Blake Griffin, and this is what I
No,
mean.
no,
This is what I
I'm
mean.
not. I'm not.
No,
Mm.
listen, hear me out. You look at
Okay,
Vince.
okay.
You look at Blake Griffin coming into the league, and you look at his last great season that he was playing in Detroit,
In
and
Detroit,
everything
yeah.
that you ever said about Blake Griffin's offensive game when he came in the league, he needed to develop a better handle, an outside jumper, not rely strictly on dunking, like have real moves. By the time he got to Detroit, he had did that. He was a better passer, better ball handler, better scorer as far as 3 levels. The problem was his body was he was nowhere near the athlete he was when he came to the league. So he was still
So
nice.
here's where you're wrong. No, well, I hear your point, but here's the difference. Vince was doing that in Toronto. He was averaging 28 as a 3-level scorer. He
Vince
was,
Carter
bro.
was a
Vince
solid
could do
at best three
everything,
shooter.
but
He
they
wasn't
never
no
showed that.
marksman.
They always just
He,
showed
Vince
him
Carter
dunking
was
on
not a
people, which was
marksman
fire.
at the three,
I didn't say he was a mark. I'm not saying he was an elite
and his
3-point
mid range
shooter.
wasn't as
He could,
consistent. We've seen his numbers. His mid range was not as
bro, like,
consistent as Kobe Bryant. He was not a great scorer as Tracy McGrady.
no,
He was not the
Tracy was
same
more of
level shooter as Ray Allen.
yeah, Ray was better than him from jump. Kobe worked to be better than him, and Tracy was just a naturally gifted scorer.
He was not. He
Vince
did
could
not
do
attack the
everything.
basket the same level as Allen Iverson. How many scoring titles does Vince Carter have?
I don't think he has any. I
Allen
I,
Iverson
I
has
could be wrong
4.
if he does.
You know why?
But also AI
Because he was
skills were
under the
built
basket.
differently too.
Huh?
Like Vince's narrative is so weird.
It's not
He's
weird.
a shot away from making the finals, bro.
Vince
Like
Carter is loved. So it's
I,
almost like it's
I just think like
again, he really liked the NBA Randy Moss. You remember people were telling you Randy Moss is lazy. Randy Moss ain't shit when he was in Oakland his last season in
Randy told
Minnesota.
us he was lazy.
But people were saying that they was putting those when he went to
Yeah,
New
no,
England,
I
people
remember.
said, "Oh, New England picked up Randy Moss. That's cool."
Yeah,
Nobody's
they ain't think it was
and
a big deal
and I
until
was
we saw
telling
week
niggas
one,
then
and we was
like,
like,
no, I think you guys forgot that Oakland ain't had a quarterback and Randy got 1,000 yards while he was smoking weed and bullshit. And then he destroyed the league. And it was like, holy
it's like
shit.
you done gave him a really good quarterback. We're cooked,
And
and
he's been in all the sports media shit and he's rehabbed his image. The same way that you remember they were talking shit about Vince Carter heavy. Middle of his career, they were shitting on him from that Toronto departure on from that
yeah, because he
conference
left in the
semifinal
ugly.
series.
But which
They were
if you
talking
look at
shit
him
about him.
now, they really talk trash on him because he went to school to graduate.
But that's what I'm
Like you
saying.
know how wild, like in
That's what I'm
today
saying.
brain.
But he stayed in the league so long that yeah, when he was in Dallas and like Sacramento and shit like that,
Yeah,
like
I
he was
think
able to
my theory.
rehab his image.
Someone told me something, and it took me a while to process it. He was like, Vince was so good, or Vince wanted to show that he could do other things. My thing is, Vince was still windmilling in Atlanta. The athleticism never went away. He could still windmill dunk in Atlanta in year 22, but he just stopped because he was like, yo, they're going to
I
think that's
mean,
all
being
I could
able to
do. So I
do
want to show
something
them I,
is different than being
I
able to
can
do
do other
something. He
things.
can't dunk as much as he did in '99.
That's not
Keep
true.
that.
Well, yes, that is true. That is true. Let me not. That is true. However,
We've seen him
when
come up short on
Kobe.
dunks. He's not the same athlete he was in
No,
2000.
remember when Kobe and team and Kobe was like, "Yo, Vince could win it now," and they was right because he
I
could,
mean,
but
that's a
he just
4
didn't
dunks.
want to do that.
That's 4 dunks, 5 dunks. He's not doing that in 82
Dog,
games. He's not getting 24 a game right now. He's
I
not
don't
doing. He can't
think
do
people
that.
understand the athletic like freak
No,
Vince
no.
Carter
That's the thing.
is. Bro.
That's what I'm saying. Randy Moss, like he did hook up with Tom at the end and had that uptick in his later his career, but he showed like Yo, you saw him in San Francisco. Randy Moss could get up right now and run better routes and be a better receiver than almost half the league.
Half the
Not saying
league
not saying he could take the
today.
hits and be like and survive.
But no,
But as far as just skill set,
Randy said I could give you 15 red zone players right now and
but
probably
that's
get
what
you
I'm
five
saying. As far
touchdowns.
as skill
That's
set wise,
crazy.
at like 46, 47, he could still do it. Yo, Vince Carter could play and do certain shit like and win a dunk off. Vince Carter not doing that for 82 games. He's not giving you 17 a game. It's not happening.
I
But
just
like
think Vince didn't.
I'm
He wanted to
saying,
show that he can just do spot up shooting, and
yo,
that's where I think
maybe he definitely he had
it's
different
almost
like
comedy.
plans and shit. But
Shout out to Ja. He said, "Yo, Vince Carter adolescent was incredible." It
elite,
was.
it's literally him and Jordan. But
Yeah.
when you think about that, you think about like, yo, you remember Vince Carter rookie year and his second year. Vince Carter was better than Kobe Bryant. Vince
He
Carter was better
was.
than Tracy McGrady until he wasn't.
So much so that the Raptors didn't believe in T-Mac. If they would have believed in him, we have a whole different conversation about Vince. Because then T-Mac stays and they compete for championships. They're not beating the Lakers at that time. They might beat the Spurs.
Like we
With
talk
those
about
two
like
wings,
me and my brother, we was talking about like contemporary talking about like great players, right? And it's like, yo, when people who have had long, like successful careers in that LeBron range, they talk about LeBron, they go, no, he was different. Like even if we beat him at a certain point, or even if like I've had great games against him, I'm telling you the shit he doing right now is he a different nigga. It's like when you talk about niggas, when they talk about like Kobe Bryant, I was just say, yo, Kobe Bryant was a bad motherfucker. But when he came in the league, he didn't say, yeah, I'm measuring myself up to Kobe Bryant. It was like, yeah, Ray Allen, the guy who's in the Big East with me, guy who's nice right now. It's like, yeah, that's who I'm comparing myself to. like yo, Vince Carter
yeah,
came
because
in the league.
Kobe he outworked everybody. And that's the difference. Like Kobe
Yeah.
didn't, that's what makes Kobe such a phenomenon is Kobe
Oh, for
compared to his
sure.
predecessors of T-Mac, Vince, Ray, who might have had better skills than him. Ray, better shooter. T-Mac, just overall ability. Vince, overall just ability. Kobe worked. Like Kobe wasn't a freak athlete, but he worked better than everybody to the point where the separation showed, 5-6
And the
years in.
thing,
That's
and
really the
that's what,
difference.
and when we talk about Vince Carter, who's literally in my top 5 favorite players of all time, is I remember seeing Allen Iverson lead that team to the finals. Like I remember seeing T-Mac win 2 scoring titles in a row. I remember seeing Kobe Bryant become arguably the best wing player in the league.
I think he made it, if my opinion, because he had injuries in Toronto. He gets traded to the Nets a year earlier. They don't
He
beat
still had Jason
the
Kidd.
02 Lakers. No, they had kids. Those Nets teams weren't great, especially the
True.
02 Nets. That
I'm just
03
saying he
Nets,
had
if Vince
Jason
is on
Kidd.
that
It
team,
wasn't
they
like he
win.
got there. It wasn't like
No.
Vince got to the
I
Nets and the
agree.
Nets had no talent.
If he gets to the 03 Nets, I think they might be San Antonio. As crazy as that sounds, no one wants to hear me. 04, they missed the window. That they should have went to the. No, they weren't beating the Pistons. Like that's what I'm like. It's all just timing, in my opinion. 03 though, if Vince would have made on that 03 Nets team, they win. Kid took bums to the finals twice.
Look, man. 04,
That's Kid's
05.
greatest achievement, bro.
Okay, yeah. Kenyon Martin was gone by 04, 05. Okay. So 03, 04. Yeah, they still that was really probably like that last year. Yeah. Okay, yeah, they get
If
Vince
he made it
Carter.
on that team, we have it. It's just timing. I feel like Vince.
But
Yeah, Vince could have done more.
like
Especially I think like in Orlando, because he was still firing Orlando. Like he could have did more in
Vince
that.
Carter
Before
averaged.
once he went to Dallas, that was kind of it for me.
Yeah, he averaged 17 points a game in Orlando.
I think Orlando, he could have done more, but he also accepted his role. Like, I don't need to be the man. Dwight's the man.
They didn't win anything him doing that, so I don't understand that.
I'm not
All I'm
disagreeing
saying
with you.
is, when you look at look, T Mac got no playoff success. So this is all regular season accolades. You look at his joint,
Mm-hmm.
7 All NBAs, 2-time scoring
Mm-hmm.
title, 7 All
Yeah.
Stars, most improved player.
Yeah. Vince got
Vince
what, like 6
Carter,
All-Stars?
Vince Carter got 8 All Stars, and you
8
understand
All-Stars.
how popular he was.
Rob, my
The
ninth
moment he
birthday.
wasn't in the limelight,
Hold on. Ninth birthday, true story. I got the '02 Final Four ball, basketball, because of Maryland.
real.
I got a Kobe yellow jersey, number 8, and a purple Vince Carter jersey. Those are my ninth grade birthday gifts. I remember it to this day. And I still I'm gonna get those jerseys eventually. I loved Vince Carter, bro. Like I
So
got to see
hear this.
Kobe, and I think about I'm kind of mad I never got to see Vince. I love Vince Carter, dog.
Hear this. 99 Rookie of the Year. 2000, he got All NBA third team. 2001, he
Mm-hmm.
got All NBA second team. He never was
He's
an
a shot
All
away.
NBA
I
player
think they
for the
beat the
rest.
Bucks. I think
He
they
was
make the
never an
final.
All NBA player for the rest of his career from 2002 on.
Some of it is injuries. And again, I'm with you. But he still was averaging like 27, 28.
He was
It's weird. Vince,
he had a great first 3-4 years. Then he just never became the greatness that we thought he'd become. Like T Mac got to a level, Kobe got to a level, Allen
and
Iverson got to a
T-Mac got to
level.
his level and his body failed him. AI hit the level, and then it was kind of shaky.
I mean, he was still getting
Ray got to a
27
level. Then Ray had to compromise his game to play in Boston. I
for
think
sure.
Ray could have done everything. Like
But
that's
you
why I hate
think
when people like, oh,
even if
Ray
you
was
look
just
at
a
like
shooter, and I'm like, yo, Ray was dunking on dudes, bro. Like Ray
you
was
were
averaging 25 a game.
this one saying Ray, you look at Ray Allen, he a 10-time All-Star. Like he got 2 All NBAs. His 2 All NBAs, 2001, 2005. It show you the levels of him continually
I'm
being
with you.
great.
But again, we saw Ray was on positions where he had to do a lot of the work. Not saying Vince wasn't. By the time I'm with you in Toronto and Jersey, when he got to Orlando, I think Vince was like, I don't want to be known as. I think Vince had just a different mentality, and that's kind of where
His
it comes
last
down to.
2 years in New Jersey, he didn't win. He didn't go to the All-Star game.
Yeah,
Disgusting behavior.
did you play full seasons or close to full season? You're looking at it. I'm not.
He played 76 games and 80 games.
Okay, that's a full season.
Got 20 a game in both of them seasons. But them teams, let me see how many games they won. 34 games, 34 games.
I just think it was different, man. But Vin is. I want to talk to more like avid hoopers. Not saying that you don't know your sports, but like I want to talk to older cats, non-biased cats more about Vince Carter.
What do you mean non-biased cats? I'm not. He literally
No, I'm
my
just
top
saying I'm
5
not
favorite.
talking. I'm just saying
Vince
like
Carter.
I wish I was
He's,
of this age now to really comprehend like that era sometimes. Just for more of a like deeper level. That's just me.
you comprehended. You comprehended. You just don't want to admit it, man. Like yo, he a beloved player, but he really like you can say lazy underachiever, bro.
He's not lazy, bro. Like
Like you
you
just
can't
stamped
play
in.
22 years and be lazy. Like that don't even
He can
that don't
still
correlate to
windmill
me.
dunk right now.
I know.
He got gifted. I'm not saying he don't take care of his body at all. I'm saying like
I think some of that's T-Mac, but we can't say that publicly. But
you think someone with his teammate.
he didn't take care of
He
his body
died. No, he died.
multiple
Bro, T-Mac
times.
T-Mac kept coming back and his body kept slapping him in the face. No, I told you, you can't do it. He was like, but that's my back. Niggas dunked on Sean Bradley's knee was never the same. He wouldn't listen. Like
Stuff
his
crazy, man.
his fall off was precipice. Like it was like precipitous. That's what it is. Precipitous. Like you saw his body just fail him. He just became an instant role player. Just he was done. Vince,
Yeah.
he was getting 20 a game, lollygagging. I'm just sad.
Yeah,
He could have been so much greater. Like I'm just sad.
yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that. I don't really got nothing. This is gonna make me sad.
He cared. By the time he cared about it, it was too late. He ended up playing 6 more years of just ball. He could have
Vince,
had 3 more
bro.
elite years.
One of the first
sneak in the Hall of
YouTube
Fame,
videos. It's the Naismith Hall of Fame is the easiest Hall of Fame for anyone to get in. He gonna get in the Hall of Fame, bro.
Based off of him dunking over a 7-footer, he got to get in.
Like one of the first YouTube videos ever was Vince Carter. Is Max? I never forget this dude named Maximilian, like 71. He's became like a YouTube editor for the NBA because of this. He made 2 top 100 Vince Carter dunks. I used to watch them joints all the time, bro, and be like he was doing full extension windmills in games for alley-oops. Like when Anthony Edwards did that windmill the other day, I was just sitting there like, bro, I ain't seen that since Vince Carter, bro. Also, hey, side note, the Anthony Edwards off the back, dog. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you don't understand the joy that brings me. Like, this is like when I was younger, man.
I told y'all,
man. Shout out to Vince Carter, bro. That's my man. All right. Yeah, a couple more topics. This is gonna be a long podcast. We ain't potted in a while. We're late, but we could give our take on Cat Williams. Let me set the stage in my end before you go. I remember, you take a last scroll before you go to bed, and I see Shannon Sharp says, "Hey, interview with Cat Williams. This is interview of the year." I'm like, that's interesting. It's only the 3rd day of the year, but okay, I'm rocking. I'm gonna get to it when I get to it. Cool. Then next morning I'm at work. I wake up. I'm at work, and I watch a 4-minute clip of him, I think, talking about like Cedric the Entertainer. As soon as, no exaggeration, Rob, as soon as the clip ended, I get a DM from Taylor. Taylor's like, she sends me the same clip I just watched.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, so then we talked during lunchtime. She's like, yo, is this interview out? I'm like, yeah, it's premiering live on YouTube right now. Yo, I'm gonna check it out. I was like, all right, I'm gonna see when I get home. Cool. Hang up, talking to boy Ja. Talking to Ja. She calls me. So I'm like, hey, yo, Ja, just tell me, let me call you back. He's like, all right. And she's like, yo. I'm like, yeah, what's up? Everything cool? Yo, Cat going crazy. I'm like, oh, word? I'm only 10 minutes in. You gotta watch. I'm like, all right, I'm on the phone with Ja. I'm gonna watch it when we get off. I'm like, all right. Then I'm on the phone with Ja. Ja's like, yo, Taylor Strait. I'm like, yeah, he's talking about the Cat Williams interview. Then she texts me again, like, Jarrell, you gotta watch this interview. I'm 30 minutes in. He going crazy. I'm like, Rob, Taylor. Taylor don't ever like triple down on anything. So I'm like, all right, I was gonna watch it. Bruh, I watched the full interview, and I'm like, yeah, bruh. And then again, in the social media era, we come from it. It's very rare to say this is the interview of the year, and it'd be right. Like, you don't never hear someone like, yo, this is the album of the year, like a rapper saying this is it, and then it's actually it. I can't recall the last time, like, yo, this gonna be one of the ones. Like, the last thing I remember, and again, I don't know if it's recent bias, like the MCU with Infinity War, Endgame, and Black Panther, where we're like, this is gonna be one of those moments. Or it's the new Spider-Man when we see Toby and all, where we're like, this is gonna be one of the ones, bro. Like, And then it really was one of those ones. We got memes. That's the interview of the year on the third day of the year. It got 50 million views in 20 days.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Like,
I think it's at like 52 million right now. Like,
the record is 65 with a Joe Rogan interview. And I think that Joe Rogan interview's been up there like 4 or 5 years. I don't know. I'm not a Joe Rogan like fan, so I can't give you the stats.
That's a.
I've been going on YouTube since it started in 06, bro. We like everywhere, bro.
I remember,
and it's rare.
when
Like
the
it hit
hottest video.
Marquise, bro. Like Rob, it hit Marquise. Marquise don't got social media. Like, come on, dog. Think about that.
I remember when the first viral video was like Math Hoffa punching Dose in the gym, and like that shit had like 100,000 views. It was like in a day. It was like, yo, this battle rapper punches this dude in the face. You're like,
yeah.
Dog, that shit like 3 hours long, and it got like 52 million views, bro. No. That was
like,
a
we've been
masterclass.
around with some viral moments of like the whole Sharkeisha World Star stuff that we used to watch. See how I just unlocked the memory.
Why did she say no after she kicked her in the face?
But again, like, to
These is
have
little
that
clips.
many views.
I'm saying, remember like the Breakfast Club Birdman shit had like 15 million views or something. That was like a 4-minute, 3-minute clip.
So you know what's so crazy? I never and you go continue. I was like, hey, Isaiah, you need to watch this Birdman interview. It's the interview of the year. And Isaiah was like, oh, I don't got time. I'm like, no, bro, it's only 2 minutes. Like, let's watch it right now. He was like, what? and he was like, yo, that all happened? I'm like, yeah. He was like, it was 2 minutes. I'm like, I know. This is crazy.
Like this.
That was 2 minutes. We got gold in 2 minutes.
Seeing a grown man sit like
hours,
this,
bro.
he was at the radio station like.
Because again, when you say it's an interview, it's like, oh, I'm gonna get to it. But that one was like, nah, bro, you got 2 minutes. Let's watch this right now. Like, Cat Williams is like, yo, it's 3 hours. And the thing that made it crazy, you know, he did lie, or he fabricated some of the truth, right? But about the comedians,
he doesn't run a 4 or 5 40.
Or read 3,000 books in a year for multiple years.
First of all, that's a lot of
but
books.
those comedian joints, amen.
Them receipts, like, you know, a nigga be telling the truth when a person come out and don't be like, oh, he lied. They be like, nah, but well, let me explain what happened.
Or when they say, yo, Cat crazy, man, y'all really listen to Cat, is like, oh, he telling the truth. When y'all saying, oh, he crazy, that means you did it. Stuff wild, bro. You know,
he went off.
Salute the Cat, man. Shout out to Shannon Sharp. People like Shannon Sharp is the male version of Carissa Please, and I'm like, all right, y'all gotta stop. Like,
he kind of is though.
Kind of, but like it's different.
He not though, because like Carissa really just be like, so why you let that girl eat your pussy? And just stare. So like, Shannon Sharp don't do that.
Shannon be it depends. Like, he's interviewed some, like, you know, people of the ilk, but then he's also interviewed like a Steve Harvey or a Chad Johnson or like a Marshawn Lynch. Like, it's a variety. It's just when they go viral sometimes, like, it's crazy. The last interview,
G Herbo, see, that has a variety. Didn't she have Issa Rae?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Shannon's had a variety. Like, think about it. Before Cat Williams, the last interview he did was DaBaby. And then after Cat, the first one is Country Wayne.
Another comedian.
Yeah, but then he's also interviewed athletes.
Earthquake. I mean, he stay in a certain bag too. Well, it's not like he got the most. Like, he just went and had an interview with. I was gonna say somebody, but that nigga's a nasty motherfucker.
Yo, a Shannon Umar interview might be generational, bro. Yo, that might be the one. Someone was like,
I
"See what
still haven't
happens when you
seen the
don't put it
Umar
behind a
and
paywall."
Joe
Talking about
Budden.
Ian from Joe Budden.
Yeah,
I thought that
that
was.
nigga a bitch. What I tell you, he went full J. Just saying. Gotcha.
Anyway, salute the cat winner, salute Shannon Sharp. Let's talk about the 21 album. Did you hear the 21
I did.
album yet?
Mm-hmm.
What did you think? Because I can give you, or I'll give my opinion first.
Go ahead.
I think the album is dope. Yeah, it's a.
Told you he was the king of the South. And I already told you, so shut up, nigga. We don't even hear nothing you gotta say, nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga. I
For
told
me,
you he was that nigga.
It's soulful. They got a lot of records I like. One of my favorite, Letter to My Brother, was fire.
All of Me, fire. Pop Your Shit was fire. Red Sky,
Shoulda Wore a
fire.
Bonnet. Hey man, bring in that category of he can just sing anything, and I'm a fan. Second, I know you don't like Burna Boy, but Just Like Me is fire. I'm not even a Mariah the Scientist fan, but that outro, Dark Days, hey man, that joint was tough.
Nobody on his level. Nobody on his level. I told you he was the king of his generation, and he is. Told you Lamar's year. Told you there was Lamar year. Told you it was Savage time. I've been told you since Sneaking It was over. All he did was kept crushing the buildings. 21 years ago.
It's a dope album, man. See the Real could have had Drake on it, but I'm glad he didn't put Drake on it.
Everywhere I'm strapped.
Nah, 21 did his thing, man. Some people like, I don't like this 21 album. I'm like, I don't know what we listening to because this.
Y'all like the music. Y'all rather listen.
He did have some bad bars on there, like the poop bars. Those were bad, but hey, I'm like 21 album give me fire lyrics the whole way through.
He been hanging around with J. Cole too
much. So, salute 21, man. First great rap album of the year.
Because the what?
So, yeah, I'm not mad. Before we get up out of here, Raising Kanan, the best show in the Power universe. Anyone that says otherwise is foolish.
What's so special about you, nigga?
My man was like, why'd your mom want to go see you? Because I'm
my mama's son. She don't miss me.
I really would have been like, sorry to hear that. And if I would have died there, I would have died.
Yeah, you would have died.
I would have died.
You been like the white dude peeing on yourself. You'd have ran 600 yards then.
You absolutely right.
But like, dog, that team is just like, first of all, shout out to Jukebox because she just keep it real. She just keep it
as always. I'm also saying like the way this season's gonna end, something bad's gonna happen. Was watching them fight, it was like, hey, you want me? No, bro. Like, or yo, what's up with them kicking the owners of their crib out their own place? Be like, what are you doing here? I live here, Ronnie. Get your stuff and get out. Like, Ronnie is a terrorist, dog.
And go. He just say that shit and stare at you.
My man gonna kick the door in, and then before he leave, fix the coats. That's real criminal behavior, bro.
Get up. You gotta clean yourself off. You pissed yourself.
Yeah, the way this is shaping up, it's gonna get crazy.
Fame be trying to, you know why I respect Famous? Because at all times he try to maintain his fake street cred until the moment where he gotta give it up and tell you, I am not a tough nigga. Like he like, yo, I ain't like that. I ain't gonna do it. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Do I look worried?
I gotta say this. I gotta say this, bro. You and I can't speak for you. For me, I have blacked out before. twice. Never drink single gin Snoop. I love you, but you lied to me. I've never been so drunk where I get in the car, I drive to someone's house, confess things for multiple hours, get back in the car, go home, and I don't remember anything. That is insane,
Look, I'll
dog.
say this.
Lou is
We've been to
tweaking,
G-Ho.
bro.
I remember literally getting well, I don't remember actually. I got a twerk from my classmate in the front of the stage while somebody was performing like on the yard or whatever. And it's a long twerk. And she just talking to me like, oh, so you just don't remember? I'm like, what are you talking about? And randomly I saw on somebody's snap was me getting twerk. I'm like, holy shit, that happened. I didn't know, right? I didn't remember that at all. Like, so yes. I've been drunk when I don't remember shit at all.
He got in the car, bro.
I remember
He
ultimately being on the
drove.
yard, but like, what I look, bro.
That'd be like saying, I don't remember being on the yard. Like, I don't remember getting in my car to go to the yard, doing things, and
I don't
coming
remember
back.
getting
And
to the
it's
stage.
like,
I remember being on the yard and walking to the plaza. I don't never remember being that close to the stage. I don't remember getting that twerk. I don't.
that's crazy.
Like to this day, I can't tell you if it was a good twerk or not. I was like, well, okay. I don't remember.
I ain't never been that sauce.
But he shot that bitch though.
He did, and I'm surprised he didn't use the silencer for that. But you know, gotta let him cook, I guess.
Shout out to Marvin, my nigga. He been my nigga since the beginning.
Yeah, that dude was really gonna let his kids be out there in the cold. How he was on. He's like, it was only out there 30 minutes.
Nigga, whole
dog.
Bro. I think Marvin really just trying to make it in this world.
Bro, and they about to get Marvin, bro. I just don't hope he dies.
At every turn, they fucking shit up. Like, bro, he got a support group. That nigga on drugs again. He back cool with his sister. Now she want to do sling dope again. He with his brother. He doing drunk confessionals. Like, he like, bro. Like,
and then the fact that freaking Omar Epps didn't tell Rock, like, yo, your brother under questioning. Like,
I mean, that's just the arrogance of the cop thinking he got everything under control. He like, I'm about to get the job. I'm gonna bury whatever leaves I gotta bury. It's easy money. But we know that all ain't gonna work out.
Casualty of war, man.
I think Ronnie gotta be Breeze.
I'm thinking, and honestly,
and why do they call him
I think
Breeze?
one of the girls.
And when did he get that nickname?
Yeah, because he don't deserve a nickname to me. But
no, he deserves a nickname. That's a last nigga.
I mean, no, he do. I don't think it's Breeze, but I also think one of the girls from that group might end up being Kane's baby moms. And then I also didn't realize that Sean is famous name. So I was like,
knew Sean was famous name in like the first season, the first episode. Once they said it, I was like, oh wow, that's his best friend. So like we can tell that that's where he got the name Sean.
Yeah, but I'm thinking one of them girls is going to be Sean's mother. But you know, we'll see.
It kind of lines up, I guess, but it's kind of early for him to have a kid, right?
I mean,
he's
his
not even
kid
18
was older
yet.
though. Yeah, but when he got out of jail, it was like 34. So Sean was like 18.
He wasn't no 34. Because Ghost ain't no 30-year-old nigga. He older than Ghost. So Ghost was probably like 38, 40. He like 42.
But Sean was like he was a young
like
adult.
20 years old. He was coming from college or whatever, so he's probably like 20, 21. So that means he probably got 5 more years before Sean is born.
We'll see.
Like, I'm just saying.
All right, last thing, man. 2024 goals. You know, new year, better us. Anything you want to say to the people before we get up out of here?
I'm gonna start my book soon.
Book of what?
No, my books, like reading my books.
I'm about to say, like, you about to write a book. When that happen? Hey, man.
I'm gonna write a book like TK.
It's gonna go triple platinum.
Quadruple. First book was a classic, so they went triple, man. But nah, I don't.
Do you have a book goal or
I already said I'm gonna read at least 30 books this year.
Oh, I didn't know that, which is why I'm
I
saying,
was gonna
hey,
go
share
for
your
3.
goals.
I said that last episode, but we haven't potted in a
I
while,
don't
so you
remember
don't
you saying
remember.
it.
But
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna reach 3,000. I simply don't have the time. But I'm gonna start with 30.
yeah, you would have to be reading. We wouldn't be potting right now.
I'll be reading right now.
Hey, what you doing? Yo, I'm reading, man. I'm gonna call you back. And then
Like
you
I'll
be
be
free in
listening to a
like,
book, talking about the book, and you be like, Bobby, Rob, that's nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. And man, Mesopotamia was really the cradle of like, man, what the fuck are you
so yeah.
doing? I wanna unearth the origins of Al Qaeda.
Unearth the what?
Because
What?
my thing, Real looked up like, what the fuck did you just say? But
That's crazy.
I do want to find the genesis. A part of me, I love history. So I always,
Okay.
so sometimes I do want to do a deep dive into the genesis of certain hate or paramilitary organizations, just
Okay.
like how they started out and their movements and their reasons. Because that's ultimately
That's
the type of
interesting.
shit that you need to learn if you're going to be someone affecting the world, through policies and politics and things like that.
You trying to run for office?
Stay low, keep
Or
firing.
all right.
I just got to sell enough dope. I just got to sell enough albums. See, that's really what I tell people about selling mixtapes and albums and getting streams. I really just try and get enough to be a councilman, and then I'm going to just mosey my way into the game. Sell some records, guys.
Salute. I got nothing to say to
I
that.
mean, think about it. You don't think T.I. could win a seat or something in Atlanta?
Maybe, I
That's
guess.
what I'm saying. Didn't what's his name? Scarface run for office?
Uh,
And there's mad
maybe
white
I don't.
people in
I'm not even
Texas.
familiar.
So like,
There's a lot of districts, so it's
yeah, that's
possible
what I'm
you
just
really
saying.
want to do
But
something.
no, but seriously, like when you look at certain conflicts like the Israeli Palestinian conflict, it's like it is something that you should I believe that you should do a deep dive on knowledge on so you understand the origin, so you don't say blanket statements like, oh, they should just stop killing each other, or oh, this should just be this, or and it's like you understand the origins, you understand like the goals of certain groups. Um so like you should educate yourself on like certain atrocities like that. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things is like I'm not saying that you gotta learn everything about everywhere, you know.
No, I
But
feel
that's
you.
like a universal thing. Like that's a humanitarian issue, you know.
It's just
Like
something I never really looked into. So that's interesting. It's a new perspective. I definitely I'm gonna follow up with you on that after the pod. But no, that's solid. Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's anything. I don't even know how to follow up to that. But
I hate
I
niggas
plan on at
like
least reading 12 books. I'm not reading 30.
hmm,
Or I don't plan on reading 30. Let me say that. But I'm already on book 3.
and the head is taken. Stop it. I'm not
It's,
accepting it. Go Dog
uh,
Go is a classic. I would not accept it. It is a classic.
I'm not reading miniature books. I'm
Oh,
reading Die with Zero now. I just finished reading Rich Paul's book. It's
I
pretty
thought you was
dope.
about to say Rich Dad
And
Poor
even
Dad.
though
I was
like
gonna stab you through the screen.
I mean I have that book. It's a good book too.
Doesn't
But
everybody?
no, but
You
no,
get more real information
Rich
that
Paul's
applies to your life from one of them 7 help step books. Those like good for chicken noodles books and shit like that. That has better advice for your life every day than Rich Dad Poor
no,
Dad.
that's not true. No, Rich Dad Poor Dad was dope. I read that last
Read them
year.
7 habits.
Or
That should have
I got
guide
to
your life.
reread it last year. But no,
Read your
not
7
last year, it was a
habits.
few years ago. Anyway,
Change your
but
life.
Rich Paul, shout out to Rich Paul.
Oh yeah, he was slinging dope
That was a dope book.
on his cell phone.
Nah, it was interesting. It was cool to like read about St. Clair, Cleveland, in the 90s and stuff. Just kind of seeing that perspective. And he didn't the craziest thing was like I thought he would touch on I thought there would be a lot of chapters of life after he met LeBron, He really didn't talk about that. He just talked about everything up until that point.
Well, that's because in his mind, that's what shaped him
That
to be the man he is.
yeah, no, for sure. So it
Like
was just interesting
him,
just to
his work with LeBron is just culmination of shit that he's already been on.
and he definitely discussed it. Like, his mom was on
He's a made
drugs.
man.
His dad was like the corner store owner. So like it was really interesting. Just dealing like just seeing like how crack affected his upbringing and Cleveland and him just wanting to be fly and stuff. Like it's a really good book. I
Yeah, I'm
enjoyed
gonna
it.
check that
So,
book out.
autobiographies is always my bag. So if there's
I'm gonna
anyone that
check
got a
that
dope
book out.
autobiography.
You already read the
Yeah.
Stephen A. book?
Yeah, I read that last year.
Okay.
So Rich Paul's the first autobiography of the year. Because the last autobiography of last year was Kenny Jet Smith. His book was
That was the
good.
Left Right's finest.
Um
Queens.
so yeah, I read Marquise had a book he wanted me to read. Um so I read that first, then Rich Paul, and I'm reading Die with Zero. And then shout out to one of the homies podcast listener, Daylon. He had this book challenge that he posted on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a way to just get more books, and I did it. And someone already sent me a book, so I'm gonna read that probably after Die with Zero, and then from there I'm gonna re up. Probably my birthday for sure. I'm gonna re up on some books. Like for every self help financial book, give me a biography or something.
I think
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
really
read a
big on
lot
fiction, but the book I got from the
of
thing was fiction, so that'll be dope.
I'm reading a lot
Other
of
than that,
Black
just
Pride shit,
be
man.
more intentional with my money. Be
Thanks.
more intentional with my money. Plan on traveling. Uh, yeah, and just figuring everything else out.
Respect.
Take it from there. Stacking up, get into it.
Hustle hard.
Yeah, we can talk more.
Stack paper.
Hustle, moving with intention. That's the shit for sure. But now we can get up out of here. We can talk more off air. So thank you guys for listening. We back. Let's see if our predictions hold up for the games today. And till the next time, y'all.
Go Josh
Peace.
Allen, even though you're not gonna win.